What's going on today, guys? Primal Sabbath here, and today we're going to be taking a look at an upgrade kit I've been looking forward to. I think it was originally teased as the model company, and it was going to be Model 005. I'm still not 100% sure that this is theirs, although some of the online places that have had this, or at least had that one up for pre-order, have uploaded these photos with it as well. So I guess they just kind of rebranded, changed their name to, I guess, Last War. But this is the Warrior Armed set. For whatever reason, Versus is in there. I don't know why. We got some little things. Mighty bold of them to use the actual Masterpiece Dinobot on their packaging, but whatever. It's third party. Who cares, right? So you get all that and get some nice cool stuff on the sides and just product shots that we saw. We even covered on Stasis Lock whenever they kind of announced it. So you open it up and you're kind of left with all of this. You get these. Now, as you can see, I think I'd even talked about it again on Stasis Lock. I picked up some 1/6 scale bullet chains, bullet belts, and it worked really well just for kind of how I wanted it on that particular version of the figure. But these are definitely a lot more accurate to the animation, how they appeared in the show. And it's just a very simple, you see there's a little kind of little clip system in there, or like a little interlocking thing. You just kind of shove it through and there's that, and you can have it be all varying degrees of tightnesses and fits and all that. So that works pretty well. And then you get a bunch of stuff, just a complete nice tray full of stuff. I have reviewed the Shockwaves Lab version, and I do have a couple of those pieces here for comparison. We'll get into that in a little bit, but yeah. So let's go ahead and open this up. I don't think it's taped or anything. I have not opened it up, so this is kind of like my first interaction with the kit. So, of course, we get the rifle from Code of Hero. And, I'm sorry, not Code of Hero, Coming of the Fusors, which is really what most of this set is kind of homaging, is that. There's no moving bits or pieces on it, and I'm fine with that. The Shockwaves Lab had some moving bits on it, and that's all well and good. So you get that. You get the two pistols, and he's used these pistols quite a few times, and I think these are based similarly on the little handguns that Rat Trap had. And of course, they're actually not like the same pistol. So you see, you've got, they're kind of meant to be a pair like that. And then you get these bits, which are meant to hang from the bullet belt, and you apply the holsters, which are these bits, to them. So as you can see, it just goes in like that. And hugs it pretty well. It's got a little bit of give to it, but it's nothing too crazy. And then what you do is you just slide the pistol in there. I guess it just goes that far, which is, again, it's totally fine. Works with me. Works for me, I guess. Actually, I probably put this on backwards. I think it goes this way. Yeah, it's got to go that way because that little piece, there's a reason there are some holes on these bullet belts. So you got your holes there. Now this one should only have a single hole because there's a peg on that side, which is meant to kind of line it up a little bit better. I believe it goes through here like that. And it's kind of like mushroom pegged, so I may have to go in there with something else. Oh, let's make sure I got them pointing the right way. Okay, there we go. So yeah, just kind of give it some squeeze, and it is some pliable plastic. You can see how it's kind of like stretching or whatever, but it comes right back. Again, it's not rubber, but it's not as rubbery as the 1/6 scale bullet chains that I picked up. But it definitely, it's gonna hold shape. It's gonna get the job done. So, anyways, they're gonna wrap around and kind of peg in accordingly. Well, I guess it would make a full X, and then you hang these bits off of here. They kind of peg in using that same system. So again, let's get this through there. And I like this. Now Shockwaves Lab came out with a pistol and holster accessory for Masterpiece Dinobot, and I just personally didn't care for it. It wasn't really, it just didn't quite do the trick for me personally. But yeah, so there you go. You got them to where they would kind of hang off the sides right there, sort of as holsters. So that's kind of how all that goes together and works. And then last but not least, you get the hammer from Code of Hero. Now, I would have liked if they would have kept this hammer. Like I think this is just too metallic. I guess it kind of sort of matches the show, but honestly, I think it should have been white. The handle is fine. The handle goes well, and I guess like it was dimly lit and all that, but if they would have just stuck with either gray or white, I think this would have turned out a lot better. It's very lightweight. It feels very hollow. As a matter of fact, it feels like that paint isn't even all the way, like it's kind of a little sticky, which is strange, but in a perfect world, I guess all of that flake would rub off. Like it is what it is. So there's that, but I do think it's cool. I think it's awesome that they added that in. So, that's pretty much all that you get with this. Let's go ahead and get all this out the way and dump it right there. And let's do some quick comparisons. So, let's go ahead and do the obvious. So these are the bullet chains that came with the Shockwaves Lab kit. You would have had to kind of paint them yourselves, and they weren't. They're not as kind of pliable as these are. Like these, I believe, came kind of straight, and you got to kind of bend and fold them. You got to kind of mess with them. They're a bit thicker of a plastic, where these are definitely more. They feel more like a rubber material. Of course, they're not painted, which is a bummer. I mean, if you're a customizer, and I do customize stuff, I guess I could have gone in there and spent a day and painted up all the bullets and the belt itself and all that individually. But, I mean, for about the same price, and you get kind of more for it, this really worked out. Now, to be fair, Shockwaves Lab stuff is kind of, I guess, I don't know if a garage kit would be the proper term for it, but it's not like injection molded like a lot of stuff, and like a lot of this stuff is actually. Now let's compare the rifles, and this is where I think maybe Shockwaves Lab really outdoes this version. So as you can see, I mean, the Shockwaves Lab version is significantly bigger. Again, it's got the moving parts. You can kind of cock it like that. You can get that out the way, and like I said, it's got more moving pieces on it, and mine's a little dusty, but yeah. So Shockwaves Lab really did, I think, go above and beyond with their rifle. It is, and again, I kind of explained it in the review. It's a little big, it's a little bulky, but I think it works. Like if you want that, that shot where he's just kind of hip firing this thing, like this is the one that you would use. So, and I do think that is cool. One thing that Shockwaves Lab set does come with that this does not is a weapons rack, and it integrates with the stand. I believe Shockwaves Lab even came out with more stand pieces, and I think you could buy like the weapons rack pieces differently as well. So, or separately, not differently. And that's really cool, man. Like, so really there's a lot of good to be had in both sets. Ultimately, like, that's why I'm keeping both sets. Now, let's see if he can at least hold this. And he may be able to. Okay, so that's pretty easy. He's got it, got it like that, I guess. If he can kind of swing it over and hold it, maybe it'll be okay. So, which, I mean, there's galleries from the company up on the internet, but if you wanted to kind of have him doing that, you can. He can kind of turn and fire with it, I guess. I don't ever think he really brought the scope up to his eye to like use it as a sniper rifle, which is kind of funny. That said, I don't think you'd be able to get him to do that, even just with the way his hands and his arms and all that kind of are, and you really do have to have him grab it this way. Like, I'm trying to see if maybe and like this just doesn't seem like a natural grabbing position. I don't know. So yeah, he can at least hold it, and like I said, I don't think he used it in a traditional rifle sense. So that's good. That works out in my opinion. I think. So, again, you can have him kind of, sort of, maybe get it kind of close. Let's see. There we go. Come on. Let's just see what we can do here. Alright, so... Oh god, mistransformed his arm. So there you go. That does look a little bit better. Let's bring the camera up to his height. He is a big boy. So again, you can kind of get it going. Again, it's easier to handle, I think, than the Shockwave's lab rifle. The Shockwave's lab rifle, you know, again, it's bigger, it's a little more clunky. Let's see, may have to bring this out just to get this in here to fit, which, again, nothing wrong with any of that, but let's see, or does it, maybe, is this the way to use it? I really can't remember, because I kept this on the weapons rack, if I'm being truthful, because I love the way that that weapons rack displays on the shelf with like the MPs and stuff like that. So anyways, let's see, let's bring that a little bit closer. So well, again, you can get both alternatives out of this. So I mean, I say, like, you know, I guess comparing the two, like, it works. I mean, it definitely works. Both of them totally work. This one definitely just looks more menacing and powerful, for sure. So, again, like, I'd still kind of have to give it to the Shockwave's Lab one, just, you know, for the sheer size and everything. It's a little bit more easier to handle and pose it. The smaller one that comes with the Warrior Armed kit, but, you know, that's just how it is. So... Alright, now let's get him back. As far as the hammer, let's go ahead and get the hammer part out of the way. I think he can kind of wrap this up in his hands. No problem. There's no peg or anything like that, but it's lightweight enough. It holds. So there is that. He does have going for him. You know, just kind of twist it around. Again, it's fine. I kind of prefer, you know, I do like that there is no peg for it. I think if it did have a peg, you know, then you would have kind of only been limited to that one sort of position that single pegs offer. And again, it's lightweight enough, it works. So there is that. Set that off to the side. Now let's see. I did a little bit of extra customizing. I made little clips, and I like the clip and the clasp system a lot more than just the kind of feeding it through sort of way. So let's see, how did he do this? Alright, I think it was like this, yeah. I think it's supposed to be, I think the bullets are supposed to be facing his head, which is weird, but I'm pretty sure that's how it was in the animation. If not, I'll go back and give it a watch and, you know, change some things up. But, alright, so how tight do we want this? Where do we want to go? Probably the third one. Maybe good. It may not even fit. The third one. Come on. Feed through. Yeah, may have. Alright guys, so here he is. I finally got them all buckled up, and I actually was able to go to the 5th slot on the back of this bandolier, which does fit him pretty snugly. You know, I may go and kind of readjust it. I'm going to go check out the episode again, just to see kind of like how it fits all together on him. I did just want to kind of sling his weapons across there. And you see, I do have his pistols holstered here on the sides as well. I do like them sitting more or less at that height. I feel like it just, I don't know, kind of feels a little more natural, I guess. It's hard to say, really, I guess. But yeah, so it's a pretty sweet kit. I really dig it for the price. It's really nice, I think. You do get a lot that kind of comes with it. You know, there's no real, like, pegging system, you know, for the weapons or anything like that. As far as him holding the pistol, I can't remember if I showed that off yet or not. but you can kind of wrap his thumb around here, and then you can sort of feed this little trigger finger that he's got, or I guess what would be the index finger. I still think like that's probably not a great thing to call it, but you can kind of you couldn't see any of that. Anyways, you can kind of wrap it around there to where he can grip it like an actual gun, and I do think that is awesome. So there's really no need for any, peg slots or anything like that. So it all works out. And these, again, with the way these are on this ammo belt, you can kind of position them whatever way. They do hold, and they will make up for any kind of poses you're going to need to do. So I think it really, really works out. It's a pretty nice kit. Everything holds differently. I do think that, there are some positives over the Shockwaves Lab kit. I think the Shockwaves Lab kit has some positive in on its own. Honestly, my end recommendation is just to get both of them. Because the Shockwaves Lab kit is going to offer some things that this one doesn't offer. This one's going to offer some things the Shockwaves Lab kit doesn't offer. And I think it's just beneficial, just speaking solely from display purposes. But, if you're looking at that, that looks great. That looks like a Dinobot that is ready to go on the shelf. It's amazing. It really is. It's amazing what, a $30 kit can do. So, speaking of, we will be giving one of these away on Stasis Lock, courtesy of Agabus. So, stay tuned to that. Go follow the Stasis Lock Facebook page. If you're not, we'll have some more rules on that coming soon. So if you've got Masterpiece Dinobot, you want this kit, just kind of hold out. Maybe you can win it as part of our giveaway. So until then, guys, hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.